So what I have here is the diagram of the human eye and how we see. And this big piece of Play-Doh here is called the retina. It is a thin inner surface on the back of the eyeball. And this first piece here in the light green is called the cornea, and that is where light enters and protects the eye, and it also provides focus for the eye. And the next piece in the blue is the iris. It is a muscle, and it dilates and contracts in different light intensities. It is also the color of your eye. And this black dot next to the iris is the pupil. It is a small hole in the eye, and it also expands and contracts depending on how much light is coming in. And behind the pupil is the lens in the purple. It focuses on incoming light rays and it projects them onto the retina. And then this area here is called the fovea, and that is the point of central focus. I used yellow pieces of Play-Doh here to represent the light coming in through the eye and what that would look like for the eyes processing an image. This green area here is called the blind spot, and that is optic nerves leaving the eye, and there are no receptor cells in this area. And up here, this light green represents bipolar cells and ganglion cells, and bipolar cells connect and transmit information from photoreceptor cells, which are rods and cones right here. They actually don't look like that. I just use them for my imagination. And then ganglion cells receive information from bipolar cells, and it transmits it to the brain for processing. So rods and cones, what they do is that rods process black and white images while cones represent color images. And the way I remember the order of light coming into the eye is cocaine probably is really freaking bad, guys, okay? And then what we have here is called the optic chiasm, and that is the point in the brain where the optic nerve fibers from each eye cross over each other. So this would be the top of the brain, the top of the head, and these are the two eyes, and I use both nerves to represent each eye. And then this point in the middle is where they cross. And then an image is passed on to the visual cortex, which is in the occipital lobe, responsible for vision. It is part of the cerebral cortex with vision. And then it is processed to the thalamus, which is responsible for sensory information in our brain. And then what the visual cortex has is that it has feature detectors, which are neurons that respond to specific features of a stimulus, such as shape, angle, movement, etc. And then there are two theories with processing information by the eyes. One is called the trichromatic theory, which is the retina containing 3 different color receptors, which are red, green, and blue, and they produce the perception of any color you can imagine. And then the other theory is called the opponent process theory, which is the theory that opposing retinal processes, such as red and green, yellow and blue, and white and black, and they enable color vision. And the way I remember this is that on Christmas in Michigan, as the school, I play the piano.